Some have not recited a long surah in their salah for months, maybe years. Not that salah has done nothing for you, it's that we, for the most part, have done nothing for our salah. He said, I am amazed at a person who recites the Quran and does not understand its meanings. How can he derive any enjoyment from the Quran? Learn the Arabic language as you memorize the surah from the Quran.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim.
Why is it that some of us fail to interact with the book of Allah Almighty as they did? How come I don't feel the same way? You see, if you were to ask the average Muslim, what do you recite in Salah? After you finish from Al-Fatiha, what do you read? Most Muslims will say what? Qisar al-Suwar, the short chapters of the Quran. I recite Al-Ikhlas, Al-Falaq, Al-Nas, Al-Tariq, Al-A'la, Al-Teen, Al-Sharh, Al-Zalzala. And a lot of our brothers and our sisters, they will say, sadly speaking, this has come to the detriment of the longer surah of the Quran. Some have not recited a long surah in their salah for months, maybe years. Some of us may have never recited Al-Baqarah or parts of it in a salah of ours, or Al-Ma'idah, or Al-An'am, or Yunus, or Hud, one of the longer surah. Some of our brothers will even say, and sisters, I have never even read these surah. I have never come across Surah Fatir. Don't remember reciting Surah Al-Ahzab. I haven't covered it. So we say, okay, you have just told me that you only recite the short surahs of the Quran, and you have ignored the longer surah of the Quran. Okay, for a moment, let me ask you about some of the key words of these short surah of the Quran that you and I only recite. What does Al-Khannas mean? What does Waqab mean? What does Li'ilafi mean? What does Al-Adiyat mean? What does Al-Muriyat mean? What does Qadha mean? What do these words mean? Who is As-Samad? Qul huwa Allahu ahad, Allahu As-Samad. What is As-Samad? And a lot of brothers, and a lot of our sisters will say, quite frankly, I have no idea. So we say, hold on a minute. Not only have you and I left and ignored the long surah of the Quran, never covering any of them in salah. We only recite the small surah of the Quran. And even these short surah of the Quran we don't understand. So all we know of these short surah of the Quran is their length. As for their meanings, we don't know. And then we wonder, how is it that I find that salah does nothing for me? La ya akhi. My sister, it's not that salah has done nothing for you. It's that we, for the most part, have done nothing for our salah. This is the issue. And that is why it is very difficult to imagine a scenario of someone who recites anything or reads anything which he does not understand and somehow derive an enjoyment from it, let alone imani experiences. The Quran is no different. Sometimes the key reason why we fail to enjoy our salah and the Quran we recite is for a simple reason. It's not for a huge, complicated purpose or a reason. Like, for example, I have dark sins covering my heart and I am an evil person. And sometimes it's not as deep as that. Sometimes it's for a reason that's a lot simpler. And that is, we are yet to understand what Allah is saying to us. We simply don't understand the Arabic language. And even if we do, we have not made an attempt to unlock the key words and the key sentences of the Quran. And that is why the Shaykh of the Mufassirin, the Imam of all exegetes, scholars of interpretation of the Quran, that our Islamic history has ever seen, and he is Abu Ja'far ibn Jarir al-Tabari, he said in the introduction to his tafsir, إِنِّي لَأَعْجَبُ مِمَّنْ يَقْرَأُ الْقُرْآنَ وَلَا يَفْهَمْ مَعَانِيهِ كَيْفَ يَلْتَذُّ بِهِ. He said, I am amazed at a person who recites the Quran and does not understand its meanings. How can he derive any enjoyment from the Quran? This is the key reason. And that is why I say, my brother, my sister, make an effort to get to the Arabic language, because this is the language that Allah Jalla Jalaluhu in His wisdom chose for His final communication to you. The people who came before you and I saw the Quran as messages from Allah. Messages that are personalized, that have your name written on it. And that is why Allah said in the Quran, لَقَدْ أَنزَلْنَا إِلَيْكُمْ كِتَابًا فِيهِ ذِكْرُكُمْ. We have revealed, we have brought down to you a book that has your mention within it. Allahu Akbar. So what is the mention? What is Allah saying? Find a way to get to the Arabic language. Ubay ibn Ka'b, the companion of the Prophet ﷺ, he said, تَعَلَّمُوا الْعَرَبِيَّةَ كَمَا تَعَلَّمُونَ السُّورَةَ مِنَ الْقُرْآنِ. Learn the Arabic language as you memorize the surah from the Quran. Give it the same amount of importance. Umar ibn al-Khattab radiallahu anhu, he sees two men circumambulating around the Kaaba. They're doing tawaf. They're Persian men and they're speaking Farisi, Persian to one another. Umar radiallahu anhu grabs the shoulders of one of those two men and he said to him, إِبْتَغِي إِلَى الْعَرَبِيَّةِ سَبِيلًا. Find a way to get to the Arabic language. Find a way to get to the Arabic language. And for you to live and die, having not enjoyed the communication of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala directly as it was revealed in the Arabic language without the need for a translation, it is to die in a disappointing and pitiful state, having missed out on one of the greatest joys that life today has to offer, and that is to read the words of Ar-Rahman subhanahu wa ta'ala and understand them.